live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should.
My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the when to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive, thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter if you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making. Now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't. Hello, welcome to another live stream with Mrs. Danielle DeVita. I am a relationship and femininity coach, and my goal is to help both men and women find the person that's best for them. And to do that, women would need to be in their feminine energy and men would need to be in their masculine energy. And of course, you definitely don't want to stay in a relationship longer than you should be in. But today, we're going to be talking a little bit about what it is that you are offering in a relationship. A lot of times people go into a relationship and they are presenting themselves in one way, but their goal is something completely opposite of what they're offering. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we do that, if you are returning, please go ahead and subscribe, because I have a lot of people, actually 50% of the people that watch my content are not subscribed. It's free, like free. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's just the time it takes to hit that subscribe button. If you are on TikTok or Instagram, you can follow me. Or if you're on Facebook, you can follow me as well. But you can subscribe on YouTube. You can learn more about my content, my thoughts, some things that I've written about this little blogs that I have. It's all on MrsDanielleDeVita.com. Little bit of my thoughts, little tiny articles that I've written that talks about little subtopics of relationships. Now, to know more about me, I'll tell you I've been married for almost 13 years now, and I've actually been with my husband for 17. We've been married for about 13. So I'm giving you my experience, my trial and error in relationships, in marriage, and I want to make sure that not just you, I provide this content so when my daughter is old enough, when my son is old enough, they can watch this content and learn something from it. So I wouldn't tell you anything different that I wouldn't tell my own children. And I'm coming from a healthy place. I believe that my marriage is thriving, and I want to provide some tips on how you can have a healthy relationship. All right. There's a number on the screen that you can call if you want to chit chat. If you don't want to get on the phone call and you want to just chat on the screen, there's a chat that you can be able to type in. You can also hit that link and it allows you to get on camera. Just know that you need to be camera ready because these streams are recorded. All right, so I have a video for you and we're going to talk. I'm going to play the video and then we'll talk a little bit about what I mean about what it is you're offering. This comes from, now it is a spoiler alert. This comes from The Best Man final chapters. So if you haven't watched it, I'm sorry, but this comes from The Best Man final chapters. It's a series. They did only one season for The Best Man, I guess, to tie up any loose ends from Best Man and Best Man Holiday. All right. And that first movie came out in 93. The second one came out in 2013, but this is the final chapters. And this is one of the scenes from it. So let me play that and we'll talk a little bit more. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my content. Alrighty. You should see it on your screen briefly.
Asked me about who I am.
And you did?
For what? I mean, you're always hiding behind your fashion or this attitude. You never showed me anything more.
Spare me the revisionist history, Quentin, okay? The only thing you ever wanted out of this is sex.
No, because that's all you ever offered me. The rest you kept hidden behind some wall that you think keeps everybody out.
Well, I have to protect myself.
From what? There's more to it.
Okay, so now you're a guru and a mind reader.
No, I just see it. That's all.
All right. So basically, she was saying, all you wanted out of this relationship was sex. That's all you wanted. And he's saying, because that's all you were offering. What are you hiding behind? You were always hiding behind some wall. And she said, well, it was to protect myself. And he's saying there's more to it. Right. So a lot of times it could be men or women are hiding behind something because maybe you've been hurt in the past. We watch a lot of these people on social media, especially men, speaking about hurt. And so they're hiding behind something. They're hiding behind that pain. Are hiding behind the pain. You don't. You're one step in, 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. How many of you are hiding these scars and previous relationships or just whatever traumatic incidents that happen in your life, whether it's from childhood, parents, previous relationships, or just situations? Sometimes we're hiding behind something, so we're not all the way in. And so what we're doing is we are emotionally unavailable, men and women, and we only present what we want people to see. And sometimes we are hiding behind just the act of lust, where we just get our rocks off, right? We are only presenting just our body because we don't want to offer our heart. But we're willing to offer our body, offer our womb, offer just a little bit of time, but we're not emotionally invested in a relationship because there's some healing. We're hiding behind something. How many of you could say that that's you? What are you offering? Are you only offering your body? Are you only offering your seed, your womb, but you won't offer your last name? You won't offer your time, quality time. You won't offer your heart. People don't get to know your mind and how you think because you don't show that side of you. And I say as women, we tend to offer one part of ourselves in hopes of getting access to this man. We may offer, like, for example, our body, and we don't show them other parts because we think that this person is not interested or we need healing. So we're hurt. And then, but in the back of our mind, our goal is marriage. Our goal is to be married. However, we're not showing the wife side of us. We're showing the side chick side of us. You can get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But in the back of my head, I know I want to be a wife, but I'm not presenting myself as that. I'm not offering that. So how many of you are like this character, where all she's offering is her body, but there's more to her than that? And then we blame the man. Oh, I spent all this time with him and he's not offering a committed relationship, or he's not offering, quality time. Or all he's doing is giving me, and I'll put it in context of money, because sometimes women are offering the high maintenance side of them. The fact that, I deserve a lot of money. I deserve these things. So I'm offering this side of me to you, but all you are is giving me back what I'm offering. But I want more. I want a relationship. I want time with you. But you've only presented to this guy that money is what you wanted. because you said you are high maintenance. So he gives you the trips, the 5-star restaurants, and this is almost like a transactional relationship. You offer that side of him. He gives it back to you, but he gives nothing more. He doesn't give his heart to you. He's not committed to you. And you're like, why? Because you didn't present yourself as that wife. So he don't see you as that. And you wonder why he sees someone else as that, because that person presented that side of them. And they wouldn't accept anything else. I talk about crossroads all the time. I really wish I could. I don't want to go back to those old videos again, but if you remember, I did a video on Living Single where Kyle Barker is, at a crossroad with Max. And some of you are at a crossroad where, should this relationship continue or should I leave? But you have to address it with that person. Hey, this is what I want in a relationship. And this is why it's important to say what your intentions are. So now the person is knowing what you offer. So in any type of relationship, you always want to verbally express your intentions, but you need to also be committed to fulfilling your intentions through your actions. So if I say, I want a relationship where at some point down the line, I'm married, that means I need to present myself as someone who wants to be married. That means I need to be having intelligent conversations, like maturity wise, not acting like a child, but having mature conversations like a wife should, being feminine like a wife should. We sometimes want a man to already come into a relationship being husband material, but we think that we have the nerve to say we can't be wife material until you make me a wife. How will you know how to be a wife if you don't fulfill the qualities that you need now? You say, well, I'll have mother. Let's take it out of context of that, because a lot of times people get upset about that. But think about being, having a child. You need to already know what you need to do to be a mother before the child comes out of you. And what I mean by that is, if I say, well, you know what, I'm a selfish person. I don't care about how I eat. I don't care about this. And I'm going to wait till the child comes out. And then I'll be a loving person. Then I'll be caring. Then I'll be nurturing. But when that time comes, a lot's going to be happening. So you need to already get in the habit of, how do I take care of myself? How do I not be selfish? By making sure I provide the necessary things I need for my body. I need to go ahead and get the room set up. I need to take classes on parenting. I need to do this. You're setting yourself up for it because you are a mother to be. You are a father to be. And it's the same in a relationship. What are the things you need to do to be a wife? I can tell you right now, one of the things you need to do to be a wife is be direct. A lot of times we're beating around the bush and playing games with guys. As a wife, we don't do that. We don't play games. We say exactly what we want in a respectful and a loving way. That's one of the things you need to do. You need to understand that the man that you're with is going to want you to be respectful. As a husband, most men already know what they need to do. Be a provider, be a protector. And it starts with them in a boyfriend stage. In the dating stage, it's going to start with him already having to fulfill those qualities. Be a provider, be a protector, work hard in those things. Aspiring to be great so he can have the necessary things to make sure that there's financial balance and stability. I know when my husband and I was getting married, he was already trying to get the things needed for us to have a home so by the time we said I do, we already had a place to stay. He was already getting those things set up. That means he already had to make sure he had the credit. He had to make sure he had the down payment for the house, make sure he had the income ready so the house, we can be move-in ready. How many of you are move-in ready for your to move into this new stage in your life, to be a wife, to be a husband? Or are you still just offering your body? Because that's what prostitutes do. That's all they have to offer. But you should be offering more. Not just your body, not just your time, but your femininity, your encouraging, spirit, your loving, your kindness. A lot of times we think that when that ring comes on our finger and once we say I do, we'll already know what to do. But things happen in a relationship. Things go by so fast, and you need to be trained in it, because think about it. When you get in the midst of something and you haven't practiced and you haven't trained, you're not ready for game time. You have to practice like you're going to play. When I ran track, every now and then, we can practice all day long, but when it's time for game, it's on a different level. And our coach would have us, he would time us, and we had to have the time we would need to have in the middle of the game, the track meet, game time. So we had to practice like it's the game. And this is how we have to do as women and men. Practice like it's the game. Again, most men already know that the qualities that they have now in the dating stage is going to be the same as when they're married. They're going to have to already know how to lead. And we talked about in the last live stream what lead is. L, everything he says and does within love. E, elevate. A, aspire for greatness. D, dedicated to the things and the people who says he loves. And S, serve his community through his gift, expertise, talents. And this is him fulfilling his purpose. He needs to already be there. And you as a woman will also need to know how to read. Already be respectful. Don't wait till you get married to say, oh, I'll learn to respect him. No. Men don't like to be embarrassed. They don't want to be disrespected in private or in public, especially in public, but also in private. Because if you want the relationship to last, there should be no disrespect, right? E, he wants you to elevate him. Encourage him, not just only when you're getting that Birkin bag, but appreciate him and encourage and affirm him, whether the things are big and small. A, you aspire for greatness instead of being a high maintenance person looking for a handout, right? D, be dedicated to the things and people you say you love. If you say you love your husband, you love your family, you're not going to put your career and put everything, your friends, your mom, before you put your husband, your children. S, serve your community through your goodness. And a lot of times, again, we talk about high value people. You can't be high value if no one else around you thinks that you're high value. And how are you not going to do that? How are you going to be high valued if you're not serving the community and the people around you? People realize that you are someone of high network when they need you. And you have those connections. That's how people know. Oh, this person, yeah. They're well connected because I use them for this and da. Right? So you have to somehow connect with the community. You have to let someone know how knowledgeable you are through your gifts, your talents, your expertise. You are a person who is sure of yourself. You're decisive. You know the things that you want. That starts with saying what your intentions are, what you value in a person. So if I'm dating, I'm going to say, what do you value in a woman? What do you value in the person that you're with? What do you value in a relationship? What do you want out of these things? And then when that person tells me, I'm going to make sure I do the thing, I'm that person. And if I don't want to do those things, then this is not a relationship for me. But if this person says I value honesty, then I'm going to do my best to be honest. And again, if the person isn't doing these things, this is where the crossroad comes in. You say, hey, you said you value this in the beginning of our relationship. So let's keep moving towards that and being a person who's honest or the person who communicates or whatever it is that the issue is. And if they don't want to do it, then you say, you know what, you keep doing what you're doing and I'm going to go somewhere else. You don't have to holler. You don't have to scream. You don't have to give ultimatums. You can just say, you keep doing what you're doing, but it's not going to be with me. And leave. No bluffing. Actually be prepared to leave out the door. So again, what are you offering in a relationship? If all you're offering is this, but your intentions are opposite of that, you may want to make sure that you're consistent. If you say these are your intentions, then you should be offering this. If you say you want to be a wife, offer wife-like characteristics. Now, if you say you want to be a side chick, then go ahead and keep, acting like the side chick. So if you want to offer more than your body, then you're going to have to present more than that. Let the person know what you want. A lot of times we ghost people without giving them the opportunity for change. Now, I understand there's a difference between tolerance and patience. Be patient, allowing people to grow and make the change. If they're not making the change but you're staying around, that's being tolerant. So I do believe in giving grace, giving patience, because none of us is perfect. We have to realize we're not perfect. We're all flawed people. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you realize that, okay, I can't just cut people off without giving them the opportunity. People are not mind readers. Let people know what you want. And in this case, this seemed like the first time they've had a real conversation. Oh, all you want is this. No, I wanted more, but you didn't offer more. And a lot of times men are not going to ask for more. Some men may, if they want, can communicate that very well. But some men are just going to keep taking what you have to offer. And they're like, well, why aren't you giving me more? So again, I'm going to play the video again just to leave you with something, and then I'm going to head out. Again, if you want to put something in the chat, provide your input, go ahead and do so. You can call in 813-816-1813, or you can click that link and it'll allow you to get on camera. Just make sure your camera ready. All right, so let me go ahead and play this one more time.
Ask me about who I am.
And you did?
For what? I mean, you're always hiding behind your fashion or this attitude. You never showed me anything more.
Spare me the revisionist history, Quentin, okay? The only thing you ever wanted out of this is sex.
No, because that's all you ever offered me. The rest you kept hidden behind some wall that you think keeps everybody out.
Well, I have to protect myself.
From what? There's more to it.
Okay, so now you're a guru and a mind reader.
No, I just see it. That's all.
All right. So again, that was from The Best Man Final Chapters. If it's a spoiler alert, I'm sorry. But yes. So again, a lot of people are offering something, but deep down, they want more than what they're even offering. So this is truly important to let the person know what your intentions are and ask what their intentions are. You may find out that the person actually wants more as well. But if not, people are just going to keep accepting what you have to offer. And this goes for anything in a relationship. If you keep, allowing people to do certain things, they're going to keep doing it because you've allowed them to. So this is where crossroads come in, where you're letting people know where you stand. Hey, I don't like this. But so if you're going to change, then we can stay in a relationship. If you're not going to change for the better, you're not trying to change the person. You're just changing the behavior if it's unhealthy. I want this unhealthy behavior, this unhealthy action to change so the relationship can get better. If they are not going to make that change, then don't yell at them. Don't push. Just say, okay, well, do you. You keep doing you. I'm just going to remove myself from the relationship. And this is how you prevent yourself from staying in a relationship longer than you should be in. Some of you are married and you feel like it's too late. I don't think that it's too late because it takes two to make a relationship to work. So if the person that you're with and you're married to them and they don't want to make any changes for the relationship to be better, why are you in a relationship with them still? At some point, failure hurts. It does, right? And a lot of people think divorce is failure. But if the relationship is not working, the person doesn't want to change, they don't want to get better, and they want to keep doing what they're doing, and you're suffering, then how is that helping? How is it helping your emotional health? How does that even help heal? Right? You're offering one thing and they're offering one thing, and there's no meeting at the minds, right? So it's really best to just cut off a relationship that's unhealthy and begin a new one. And that new relationship may not be with another person. It may be a relationship with God. It may be, a relationship with yourself. Sometimes people don't get to know who they are. You want to start early at early age, but if you're at this stage in your life where you're older, but you still don't know who you are and what you want, you need that relationship with yourself, and get to that point to recognize, what is it that I want? What healing do I need? Right? It's all about me, myself, and I right now. That's part of self-care, self-worth, self-esteem, self-building. Do those things that you need to heal yourself before you have a relationship with someone else. Have a relationship with yourself. Maybe you're on a spiritual journey. Maybe you're on your feminine journey. And this is the time to not be in a romantic relationship. You don't always have to be with someone, especially if you're not healthy and healed, because that's the best time to be in a relationship, when you're healthy and when you're healed. Because the last thing you want to do is to be in a relationship and then create new life and that person, that child, is seeing how you are and how their father is, or vice versa, and then they see unhealthy relationships, and they grow up and have the same issues you have because they weren't in a secure environment where they saw healthy relationships thriving. All right. So thank you so much for taking the time to tune in, watching my channel. Hopefully that you have learned something from this. Again, if you haven't learned anything else, you can go back to watch my last live. And if you want to know, start today in finding the person that's best for you, then you want to make sure, if you're a man, you find a woman who reads, right? And if you go to last live, I explained that. Woman who's respectful, elevates, aspires for greatness, dedicated, and serves her community. Basically, she's living out her purpose. And if you're a woman and you don't know what else, and you're so tired of men, realize you need to change the way you're vetting, and that's finding a man who leads. So it's the same as reads, but he loves. So instead of R for respect, it's love. Everything he says and does within love, he elevates you. He aspires for greatness. This can make him high earning. He's dedicated to the things and the people who says he loves, and he's fulfilling his purpose by serving his community as well. So again, thank you so much. You all have a great week. I'll be back on the live stream on Tuesday at 9:30. All right, guys. Y'all take care.
We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships: number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should.
My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today.